It happens in silence. One day, the kindest person you know just walks away. No warning, no explanation, no second chance. They simply vanish from your life like you never mattered at all. And according to Carl Jung, this isn't cruelty. This is psychology's most misunderstood act of self-preservation. But what looks like coldness is actually the most powerful transformation a human being can undergo. When someone finally cuts everyone off, they're not losing themselves. They're finding themselves. And once that switch flips, there's no going back. Jung spent decades studying this exact pattern. He watched patient after patient arrive at the same psychological breaking point. These weren't angry people. These weren't vengeful souls. These were the givers, the helpers, the ones who absorbed everyone else's pain without complaint. Until one day, something inside them snapped. And when Jung looked closer, he discovered this wasn't a breakdown. This was an awakening. The person who cuts everyone off isn't being cruel. They've simply seen the truth about their relationships, and they cannot unsee it. Here's what people don't understand. The person who cuts you off didn't decide this yesterday. They decided this years ago. They just didn't realize it yet. Jung called it the accumulation phase. These individuals spent years observing everything, every broken promise you made, every time you took them for granted, every moment you exploited their kindness. They noticed all of it. They catalogued it. They said nothing. They smiled through the pain. They made excuses for your behavior. They blamed themselves for feeling hurt. But deep in their unconscious mind, a list was forming. A list of every single reason why you didn't deserve their energy anymore. Jung discovered something fascinating about these people. They're not victims. They're strategists. Their brains work differently. They process emotional data like computers process code. While you thought they were weak, they were studying you. They knew your triggers before you did. They understood your insecurities better than you understood them yourself. They mapped your manipulation tactics with surgical precision. They knew exactly what you were doing. They just chose not to use that knowledge. Yet. Because kind people aren't stupid, they're patient. And patience is the most dangerous weapon in psychology. This is where Jung's concept of the shadow becomes critical. Every person has a shadow. It's the part of yourself you refuse to acknowledge. For most people, the shadow contains their cruelty, their selfishness, their capacity for coldness. But for the chronic giver, the chronic helper, the chronic people pleaser, their shadow contains something different. Their shadow contains their strength, their boundaries, their ability to say no, their capacity to walk away. And when that shadow finally activates, it's like watching someone become a completely different person overnight. Except they're not different, they're finally complete. Jung called this moment the door slam. It's not gradual, it's instant. One day you have access to this person's time, energy, and love. The next day, you have nothing. You're blocked, you're deleted, you're erased. And here's the part that terrifies people. The person doing the erasing feels nothing. No guilt, no regret, no second thoughts, because their unconscious mind has already done the math. The cost of keeping you in their life outweighs any benefit you provide. And once that calculation is complete, there's no negotiation, there's no appeal, there's just silence. Jung understood that relationships function on psychic energy exchange. Every interaction costs energy. Some people give energy, some people drain it. And the person who cuts everyone off has finally realized they've been operating at an energy deficit for years. They gave and gave and gave. And what did they receive in return? Betrayal, manipulation, being taken for granted. Their unconscious mind looked at this pattern and made an executive decision. This ends now. Here's what Jung discovered that changes everything. This process isn't just about ending relationships. It's about individuation, becoming who you truly are. And you cannot become yourself while you're constantly draining your energy for people who don't value it. Individuation requires you to withdraw from the collective, to stop living according to other people's expectations, to stop sacrificing your authentic self, to maintain false harmony. And sometimes that means walking away from everyone, your family, your friends, your partner, anyone who cannot accept the real you. Once someone has seen the truth of a relationship, they cannot unsee it. It's like watching a magic trick and then learning how it's done. The illusion is destroyed forever. The person who cuts you off has finally seen past your performance. They've seen the real you, the selfish you, the manipulative you, the version of you that exploits kindness and calls it love. And once they see that version, the version you showed them before doesn't matter anymore, because they know it was always a mask. What makes this so powerful is what happens after. The person who walked away doesn't fall apart. They don't spiral into depression. They don't regret their decision. They experience something completely